Um, well, I'm recording this video because I'm gobsmacked. I'm in shock with. I actually never thought it was possible for someone to actually watch my videos. It was. I just checked my email now. Today is like Monday. In Brazil, it's like Monday, August 5th. 5th of August, Monday, 2019, the year. It's around like 11 in the morning, and I'm like, God damn it. Someone is pranking me or something. It's like, gosh, who would ever watch that? But anyway, this lady called Linda Scott, oh god damn it, she actually wrote like a huge comment, and it was so sincere, so honest, and she really paid attention to the videos. I'm kind of shocked. How was that possible? But the one thing that touched me was that she said that it kind of helped her, which was actually the original idea that I had, that maybe my pain, my experiences, my pondering, as the channel says, healing by pondering, by thinking, it actually could help someone, even if a little bit, even if like an inch. Oh god, that's really, I feel touched. And it's beautiful. In Chinese, they have something that they say in a situation like this. It's similar to I'm touched. They say 我很感动. 感动. Gan means like feeling, and dong is like it could be a loose literal translation, something like this. I feel that my feelings were touched, were moved. Yeah, Chinese is fantastic. But anyway, I'm like, God, it actually happened. It actually served someone. And it's really nice if we can serve someone doing what we feel is right. At the time I published the videos, I felt it was really what I should do. One, to let it all vent it out. The frustration, the pain, and everything. And I think in another stage, I would say that it was important for me, whatever, my English sucks, to put it out there to maybe help people. I think that life is, it's about learning things. So looking from like a holistic or an occultist or like an esoteric, or how they say on the Rosa, I don't know how they call it in English. In Portuguese, we call Rosa Cruz, which is like the MAORC, Amorc, ancient and mystic Rosa Cruz's order, mystical order. So I think that looking from this perspective, I would say that everything has its purpose. Nothing is done by chance. So that thing, and it's amazing. If you look to a fisher's net, right? It's that lattice pattern, like this, right? Oh, here, see, like one line, and then you have like columns like this, and then you have like the pound sign, like this. So you have the whole pattern, like lattice pattern, something like that. And I would say, and this is how I try to visualize things, is in life we live each moment of our lives like a fisher net, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So this is like a 2D, like a two-dimensional, um, how can I say, slice of reality, right? You're only looking at yourself, like where I'm going, where I came from, where I am right now. But life is actually, and everything that happens to you, it's like how can I say, more like higher dimensions existing, not like a different universe, but like on an emotional level and on an existential level, let's say, yeah, kind of. Um, so where you are stuck right now, let's say you're like here on this spot, right? Where I was feeling so painful and everything. Life was horrible because I finally came into term that, well, it doesn't matter what 70 did to me because, well, she also did things to me, but it doesn't matter because I cannot do anything about it. So whatever she did to me, it's okay, happen, but I also let it happen to me. And the opposite serves for her. Everything I did to her, yeah, like she also let it happen. This is very important to grasp. It's like I'm not excusing myself. I'm just saying that we should look at life into becoming stronger on emotional terms so that when we face a situation, we are strong enough to repel it if it's like causing us like any pain. And I know now that I caused her a lot of pain, as she also caused a lot of pain to me. But it doesn't matter what she did to me because I cannot change what she did. I can only try to, deal with the situation with myself. So I can only like keep ruminating like a cow, eats and ruminates and yeah. But doing that emotionally with what I did, with my actions, my attitude, my behavior. Because this is what I can change. So gosh, stay still. So we should focus on things that we can change. Otherwise, we can get depressed because we'll get pretty much anxious with things that are outside our scope, outside our reach. I mean, you cannot change others. Tony Robbins likes to say, there's a really good audio from him saying like something like this, like something like some people say that you cannot change other people, but that's not true. You can change other people. The only thing you need, or the only thing you should do, or whatever, I don't know, I don't remember how he says, it's like you need to find the right leverage. And I'm like, I'm driving my car the first time I heard this, and I'm like, what? Really? And he's like, for some people, their leverage is their children because they love their children so much that if something like, I don't know, threats or like happens with their children, they'll move the world to do it. And that's true. Like some people, they will lift a car just to, get their kid like from under the car. It's amazing what people do when the right leverage is pushed. It's like, gosh, it's like me now. My mom has dementia. She's in a bad shape. And everyone else in the family kind of, I feel, doesn't really care. So I'm her only child. So I'm like, all right, this is my responsibility, I guess, right? Just joking. Like, of course, it's my responsibility, and I know that. But it's like, okay, I have to do it. Like, otherwise, what will happen? this is a good exercise. What would happen? Well, I see a lot of like homeless people roaming around like the highway between Rio and Sao Paulo, and I'm like, I can feel that some of them actually have like a mental problem, and I'm like, okay, my mom lost her computer, her laptop once because she was like so confused, and she took a bus from the city where she lives now to São Paulo city, and she like people got her. She I think that she seated in the wrong seat, and people complained, and she was like angry because like I don't know, she gets angry pretty easy lately. And anyways, I think that because of that, people put her out of the bus or something like that. And like she forgot to pick up her backpack with her computer and everything. And she was doing her PhD on Sao Paulo University. And my mom was like devastated. She was like, "Oh my god, I lost my computer, my thesis I was writing, and like, oh my god, money and like documents and like." And I was in China at the time, like last year, 2018. I'm like, "Fuck, man, that's so insane. How did it happen?" And I knew she wasn't well, but I didn't know she was like that bad either. Anyway, it was like kind of like a bell ringing, and then a lot of other stuff happened. Anyways, so it's like I have to take care of my mom. So when all these things came to me, I mean, I started to see that okay, a lot of things happen. I feel somehow that they needed to happen in order for me or to me to become a better person or to become the person I needed to be to face this reality of my mom getting sick, my grandmother is on a wheelchair, my grandfather, which is divorced from my grandmother for like 40 years or more. No, more than that. I mean, like 50 years. My mom is 60, so probably like, I don't know, like 50 something years they're divorced. And my grandfather has another family that they don't care much about my mom. Anyway, doesn't matter. But like my grandfather is also getting kind of blind. He has something called like the macula in the eye, so he's like kind of like seeing, his sight is like less and less accurate and like it's getting like blurred. And anyways, but he has his family there. He has two sons and his wife and his grandchildren there. So, well, he has a lot of people who can take care of him. If they're gonna do it or not, well, that's not the issue. But well, I wasn't raised there and anything, so like not my issue. But my grandma has only one child, which is my mom, and my mom has only one child, which is me. So I'm kind of stuck here. So I think that I was prepared for the situation. Life prepared me for the situation by having a partner. I like to call 70 as my wife because we actually lived together for 1 year. Answer Linda's question. For around 1 year, not exactly 1 year, but like around 1 year. And I think I was prepared because Dala is 70 in Mongolian, which is her name, or whatever. So 70, she's pretty much exactly like my father in behavior. I mean, like pretty much the same. It's like incredibly crazy. How could it happen? Like to find someone out in the world that is a copy of my father behaviors. It's like, gosh. And she even was born in the same day as my father, December 12th. And I'm like, the first time I heard it, I was like, really? Like 12th of December? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, really? All right. Okay. Quite a coincidence, right? Life has no coincidence, my friend. You should pay attention. So anyway, I think that she was the piece in my puzzle for that moment puzzle that I needed to figure out that things that I needed to do, but I was so naive, so immature, so a lot of stuff that I couldn't realize at the moment, on the go, what I needed. So she was telling me that I was like selfish. I didn't care about her. I didn't have empathy. I would say things that were mean to her, and I was like, I'm not being mean, I'm just being realistic. And when I came back here to Brazil in December, 10 of December of 2018, to live with my father and work with him. Actually, I'm at work here. Oh gosh. I realized that actually 70 was pretty much like my father, and I was pretty much like him. So like, it's obvious that we would like, fight each other a lot because we had a lot in common. And as I learned from the Hoffman process, they say if you have a hook and the other person has a hook, it has a great chance for you to get like stuck, hooked up. But like, hooked up is not exactly the meaning that I would want in English. Not like get together, but like you get together in a way, but not in a good way, right? You fight each other. You get some friction points, let's say. So what they say is like, you have to sand, like a sandpaper. You have to sand it out. You have to polish your own hooks. So when you have a polished surface, you have nothing to have friction with the person or to get hooked up with. So that's the work, to be polished, to have like a polished surface of your soul, of your mental, emotional state. Which reminds me of the Freemasons' original mythology proposal, which is to change a roof surfaced stone into a polished one, or the alchemists, which they would say to transmutate, to change any matter or any metal into gold, which was at the time the ultimate like metal or ideal. So it's like that. You have to polish yourself up in order to not get hooked up with like stuff. So I was hooked up with Dala, with 70 a lot, because we had a lot in common. And I think that because I had this experience with my father, which was kind of abusive a lot, still is, I actually abused her without knowing. And I can see that with my father now. I tell him, hey, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't talk to people like that. You shouldn't talk to me like that. Like, you're angry with like Joe. Let's say you're angry with Joe. Why don't you yell at him, not at me? I mean, I'm not a lightning rod for you to, shine your lightning of anger on me and just dissipate it. Like, just do it with that guy. Oh, I cannot do it with him. And like, you cannot do it with him, but you're angry with him. So because you cannot do it with him, you do it with me. And I'm like, fuck, that's mental. Anyway, so he doesn't realize, he doesn't, understand that that's wrong. And I did the same to her. Like, I did many stuff like this, I would be angry with her, or like I would keep talking like that repeatedly, obsessively, and it would make her mad. And at the time when we were together, I didn't realize, I couldn't see. And she would talk a lot, we would fight a lot, and I'm the kind of guy who doesn't like to fight. So I would be just like, okay, she's crazy. And then, like, after we broke up, after a year we broke up, I'm like, fuck, that thing? Let me think about. Then when I came back to move again with my father, and I was like interacting with my father, which was pretty much the role I was playing, I'm like, God, I was pretty much being and acting and playing this character like he is with her. And that thing that she complained, he's doing, and it bothers me, and I'm like, oh fuck, I did that to her. That's why she was complaining. That's why. Oh, it started to make sense, and I'm like, all right. So whenever I think that we should share and seek things in life, it's because um, all this happening that I had probably could help someone, like Linda Scott, who wrote like beautiful comments. And this is the lattice that I'm playing. Like right now, I feel that my lattice from 2D it's become like a 3D. It's like you have a circle, like here, right? And they say, well, a circle has kind of like a 360 degrees. And I'm like, yeah, like 2D, that's like so simple. Life is more complex than that. So you have a circle like this. Forget this finger. Okay, let's do this. Right? You have this circle like this. But see, like this is half a circle, right? Half a circle, let's suppose. But you have a whole sphere. So you have like, I would say, 360 times 360, because this circle is just like a slice on a sphere. So you could have like smaller circles until you end up the sphere, and you could open up until you also have the other side of the sphere, let's say. And it also goes like this, right? So it's like, it's this sphere of life. So we actually live, I would say, on a sphered lattice. So it happened to me, and it also caused an effect on many other people's lives around me. And the moment I share, it has a multiplier effect. It grows like another sphere. I don't know how they say in mathematics, like the basics from like the first year of school, which like they have like two groups, and you have one group inside the other group, something like this, right? Like this, something like that, right? Yeah. So you have like one sphere that intersects another sphere, something like that, and it's crazy. So that's like the lattice that I was talking about. So everything that happened to me, because other things also happen in other situations that mean a lot to the people who are living. So my story means a lot to me, but doesn't mean a lot to my father because he's divorced from my mother. But like I don't know if I can explain. And right now I have like a time constraint, but I'll try to get into it later. I would love to see what you guys have to say about that. I definitely will answer all the questions that Linda sent me, as she was the first person to comment, and like wonderful comments. And I feel not obligated, but I feel that I should return the not the favor. Oh, I'm lacking words. To return the energy that she spent like writing and paying attention, and maybe I don't know, could help with some perspectives that I had from living my life and observing other people's lives and trying to change and repair the damage. I actually tried to repair the damage and call 70, but she was so goddamn angry. I can't blame her. She was actually right. But I think that we should reach a point in life and understand that, look, everything that happens to us is our responsibility. Doesn't matter. Oh, because you treat me so rudely. You were so ruthless with me. And I'm like, yeah, I did. But I didn't realize at the time. And I didn't do on purpose. But you also were mean to me. Oh, come on. So the good and bad actually doesn't exist. It's all in our head. Because at the time, many things that she did to me, I thought it was also horrible. And I felt like so weak and so unsafe and etc. But nowadays I see it differently. So they change according to the time frame. They'll change. We will see from different perspectives, and we can give a new meaning to it if we revisit, not relive. Relive is bad, but revisit is good. You revise, let's say. not relive, not revisit, but revise, to see it different. Not like say, oh, I didn't do it. Like, actually I did, but at the time I didn't know, and at the time I wasn't conscious I was doing. So when they say bring to the surface, like that, like you bring from your unconscious, you're programming from your unconscious, which runs like 95% of your life, to the conscious mind. Like you drive, you're not aware that you're driving. Like you're driving, you're talking, you're listening to music, you're like, I don't know, recording a video, but you're also driving. So driving becomes unconscious, like your autopilot from your unconscious mind, because it's already like an acquired habit. So you should acquire better habits. Anyway, like I need to go now. But anyways, I'll get back later. Linda Scott, you're amazing. I'm really, really glad and touched that it touched you. And yeah, that's it. I'll get back later. I didn't record more videos because life is like tough, taking care of mom and working and doing a lot of stuff. Also, I haven't seen any videos from Jonna Yilton lately, but I think she's amazing and her lifestyle is amazing, and it's possible. That's what I'm trying to figure out in the long term perspective, that is possible. Doesn't matter your age. I'm 33. Actually, I'm 32, but I'm turning 33 next month on September 25th. I'm getting ahead, I think. So anyway, that's it, and peace to you all.